Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Sorry, there's a cord problem. Small technical difficulty. But I'm here to take, just put your political questions in the chat before I come on. We have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed or whatever works for you. So we've got the overlay, and these are the nails going with the overlay today. So thought that would be fun. They're actually 3D gems. So there is beauty in the world. And I am here every single day of the year and have been for 6 years. No days off, no reruns, new art, new topics, new discussions every day. Great community. So thank you. Thank you. Well, with everything going on in Greenland, I thought this might be a good option. So, all right. So we are actually. I feel like we should have a quick look, actually, at Greenland. All right, I don't have anything here, so I'm just gonna put something in it. 2 minutes. Aaron Parnas was Aaron Parnas on his YouTube account was actually talking to someone on the ground in Greenland today, I believe, and there are huge protests going on in Greenland, which is completely understandable. And this person was saying that they actually had trouble flying in because there is so much military presence coming in that they had closed the airspace for a while. And I thought, oh no, tell me it's not the US. Apparently no, it's European. So, although he wasn't, I mean, he's never going to know about this, but hey, Aaron, if you talk about there's an increased military presence in a situation like this, could you be a little clearer on which side is building up their presence? Which is a little, but it was very much, yeah, people of Greenland are like, absolutely not. So, and at the rate our economy is going, that man from Norway joking about Norway buying America for $1. Anywho, no, what's going on with Greenland? Everyone says Aaron is good people. He is. He is. We like Aaron. I like his work ethic. All right. At least I mean, at least I take some hours off, whereas he almost never does. Greenland. Oh, goodness gracious. There's the prize. There was someone who had, one of the protesters had a map of Greenland with a big, ugly, blonde bouffant hairdo on top of it. It was like, yeah, gross. And President Dumpster Fire thought he could just wander in there. I mean, I try to make light of this wherever I can. I don't know if any of you have actually seen the first episode ever of Red Dwarf. The first time we see the cat, and the cat is humanoid. It's evolved to be humanoid, but the cat's got an aerosol bottle of some nature. And it's just going down the hallway going, this is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine. Oh, except that. I don't want that. I mean, it's just a random spot. I don't want that. But this is mine, and this is mine. And it's like, that's what we're dealing with. Only, obviously, the cat and red dwarf is adorable. Yeah, they're just pushing this. But Europe and a lot of people are coming together to say, no, I don't care what you say its strategic value is, because that's what they're pushing really hard. If we don't take it, then Russia or China will. No, it's under Denmark's control, therefore NATO would kick in, therefore we would all go protect it. He's a liar, and he is in a weaker and weaker and weaker position. I've been getting that he's going to try something. Oh, thank you, stars. He's going to, Rob, Red Dwarf, 100%. There we go. He's an old rimmer. Okay. He is a fantastic swimmer. Trump is an increasingly weak position. And I mean, all week I was reading on this, and it was just, Trump's going to try something at some point, and it is not going to go well for him at all. Rhonda says the cat from Red Dwarf is one of my favorite characters. He's so over the top. Yeah. Very, very well done. So let's have one more look at what's going to happen here. Don't forget, we are in unprecedented astrological times. And in January 26th, Neptune moves into Aries, finally, and will stay there. That is, Neptune and Aries is the propagandist. It's the, if Aries is a battlefield, Neptune in Aries is the person making the propaganda posters and the stories we tell ourselves, our ideals, our, you can think of it when Neptune went into its own sign of Pisces, it was 2012. And what happened? The first Avengers movie, because there had been CGI before that, but it was this whole other level. And it's the stories we tell ourselves. And then once Saturn moves into Aries, they will be conjunct at 0 degrees of Aries. Unless I'm remembering something wrong. Sorry, I've got like several different images in my head. I know later on the 4 outer planets will be aspecting each other when it gets to around 6 degrees, but that's later on. Anyway. Yeah, Aries, yeah, you don't mess with Aries. It is ruled by Mars. It is a martial sign. But it's also very individualistic, which can be not necessarily great for our sense of collective, especially with Neptune. But anyway, the point is, we've got major outer planet movement going on. I think a lot of it is going to be computer based in this new world. I think this is going to be in a sense, when they look back over the centuries, this time period right at the beginning of the 21st century will be a light switch that went on, or the computer switch that went on. And now with AI and what have you, it's not going to, yes, we can have disruptions going on, but I think that's going to be the big thing, but there can be troubles too. Democrats, we're just not putting up with it. We're not here to be a part of your war. Hanged Man, 8 of Pentacles. Four of Wands, Trump's Mar-a-Lago, Five of Wands, trying to stir things up, Three of Swords. The only thing here that's major arcana is suspension. Being forced to look at things in a new light, but it's right at the beginning. So it's kind of where we are now, or what just happened. And then this is just, what is this? What Trump, what is this? This is garbage. But yeah, he might do something stupid. But I don't get the Tower. I just get him doing something stupid. You know, the day ending in day. Hang on. We're going to get to Minnesota. Okay, that's infuriating. Hang on. And all right, that is not there. All right, so if that's so, I don't see the question I was expecting to be there. It happens sometimes. Before we go on, I do want to share one thing with you. A really good book that I always have on my shelf here. It's called Signs of the Times by Stan Barker. The Neptune Factor, America's Future and Past as Seen Through Planetary Cycles, specifically Neptune. That's really the big thing in this, is what happened when Neptune is in, what has happened in the past when Neptune was in different signs. And if you, I even just put the symbols next to what I think is what they're referring to, but Neptune in Aries, and I'm not saying this to upset anybody, it's just this is what has happened in the past. But because of other planets going on, there may be more civil unrest like we're seeing rather than a war elsewhere, or dumpster fire may try something that doesn't go anywhere. But whatever chapter this is, 1 or 2, Time of the Sword. It's a really cool graphic of what sign Neptune was in during different years. But Time of the Sword, line right there says, when Neptune is in Aries, the United States has gone to war. So certainly the United States has fought plenty of wars when Neptune was in other signs. But the difference is the kinds of ideas that bring on potential carnage. But no quarter given or received. So, like I said, Neptune is the propagandist, where it's, the jackboot stepping on a church. This is what will happen. That kind of, it's not a, hey, everybody come together. It can be really, it's not subtle. Aries is not subtle. So, have a quick look. Oh, it's 1861. In October of 1860, as Neptune was getting ready to leave Pisces and enter Aries once again, William Henry Gist of South Carolina wrote a letter to his fellow Southern governors predicting that Abraham Lincoln would be elected president, and it would make it necessary for the South to secede from the Union. Disappearance of the spirit of compromise that produced the Civil War. This is interesting because Neptune was in Libra, which is opposite Aries, when the 13 colonies united. Bless you, sweetheart. Hello, good owl. Hello, precious one. The 13 colonies united when Neptune was in Libra. Now that Neptune was about to enter the opposing sign Aries, the union fell apart, basically. So it's a lot. My goodness, this goes on longer than I thought it would. Okay, so anyway, very good. Yes, rare sighting of Alfie. Oh my God, not that nonsense says, as an Aries, I can confirm that. Lack of subtlety. Just me says, as someone married to an Aries, I can concur. It's amazing. I mean, we need every sign. Every sign is so valuable. And we're not supposed to be the same. That's what I love about astrology, is it says we are absolutely not supposed to be the same. We are all a mix of different elements, and we're supposed to be. But it's not subtle. So, Elflower One Star says, do we really need a president? Can't we each state take care of their people? 1630. I try to just stick with the questions I have, but do we really need a president? Save. I'm going to guess yes, but we need to not be an authoritarian presidency. Joe. That's true, Melissa. We would not be the United States without a president. I think we do, but versus when Neptune was in Aries in the 1860s, the planets were aspecting each other differently. Exactly. And that's why I said, in the good news is that the four outer planets are aspecting each other, all of them. And that's never happened in human history like it's happening now. But they're supportive aspects. They're not squaring each other. So there isn't the tension. It's just a massive amount of energy. It's why I'm not feeling the kind of, I'm just not feeling the panic that I think I would feel if things were going to get that much worse. Or as bad I don't feel like things are going to get as bad as some things have happened in the past when those outer planets were intense aspects with each other. Because, yeah. Melissa says we would have 50 separate countries. Yeah. Wow. What I am getting is having so many, having the 50 states united allows some mitigating energy, because what I've got here is there are, I'm sorry, but blue states who would have to put guards on the borders, because I just have in some states it would become an authoritarian nightmare. And I mean nightmare. I'm already very supportive of the US as an entity, which makes sense because my moon is sitting right on the US sun. So I'm naturally supportive. But oh my gosh, you think there's bad stuff going on, authoritarian or horrible stuff going on in the States now? Oh, that would be bad. That would be bad. We would almost have to, there are certain states that would almost have to band together to try to free other states from the tyranny. I honestly, Jolene says, sounds like The Handmaid's Tale. I think it would be worse than that. I'm not kidding. I think there would be outright. I think slavery would come back in certain places. I mean, Handmaid's Tale is an absolute nightmare, but I think it would be that and. Whew, let's never speak of this again. Whew. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to have a quick look at Minnesota. I thought I looked at this, but maybe I didn't. At 2040. So the DOJ, in their infinite wisdom, is investigating Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey for possible obstruction of federal law enforcement. I think I've had a look, something related to this, but let's just have a look if this is going to come to something. And I could be wrong, but I have a sense, just my personal feeling. I have a sense that I think Tim Walz would not, that the only real reason Tim Walz is stepping down, or he's not running again, rather, is because of his kids. Honestly, I think it's his family. I think if he was on his own, there's no way he wouldn't be running again. So, yes, Joyce, they're also investigating Renee Good's widow. Mm-hmm. Well, they're trying to cause chaos. This explains pretty well what the situation is. The dumpster fire gets his cult members and is trying to make hay of whatever to affect those, the haves and the have-nots, and then waiting for a ship to come in. Distraction much? Get people's attention over there or do whatever. But no, it ends in the fool, and that's what a judge is going to call everyone who's had anything to do to bring this suit. Fool. Yeah. Pansy the Pixie says, Alfie sighting. Hi, Guy. Are you coming in later, or does he keep coming, like walking past? Brave Sir Alfred of Pumpkin. Pam says, meanwhile, where are the Epstein files? Yeah. Chris Cole says, release the Epstein files. Yep. Oh, Bismo. Bless. So, this is a question I am appalled that this is a thing. I'm here every day. So, I mean, we go through the news. We go through all the news. But there's some questions. It's like, this is really happening. Okay. A federal judge ordered agents involved in the Trump administration's Minnesota immigration crackdown under, oh my gosh, Operation Metro Surge, to stop pepper spraying, detaining, or retaliating against peaceful protesters, ruling that such actions likely violated constitutional rights and must cease, while a lawsuit brought by the ACLU proceeds. Will ICE comply? Do I need to use the cards? Do you need me to read on this? I'm happy to do it, but Pickle says, of course they won't. Yeah. Amy says, short answer, no. Chaos is the point. Nope. There's dumpster fire. The fish has indeed rotted from the head. Gosh, all that money. The gnome, Christy Gnome. Oof, yeah, let's just say her budget. She's blown her budget, but oh well. Knight of Wands. So doing what the Fiora, the Orange Fiora says, Eight of Pentacles. It's daily work, stirring stuff up. There's not a cup here. There's not hope here. There is chaos and pettiness and worse. All right. So after that, have you heard the name Mark Davis at 2620? A Florida congressional candidate, Mark Davis, bought the domain nazis.us. Nazis.us, and redirected it to the Department of Homeland Security. Yeah. To protest what he called the Republican Party's slide into fascism amid Trump-era immigration crackdowns, sparking widespread attention, mixed public reactions, and further scrutiny of ICE and DHS practices. How does the future look for Mark Davis of Florida? Canada Press says, I just got here, and that was priceless. Yes, Raymond, how did we not see this coming? Oh, Coral says the baby's fine. 2 kids had to go to the hospital, but they're both fine. Good. At least there's that. He's definitely standing up against. I don't know what kind of. I don't know what district he's running in, and if it's a red district. But Page of Pentacles, High Priestess. Well, yeah, there could be some. I am leery of saying there's going to be a blue wave in November, because we've said that in the past and there was, and we've said that in the past and there wasn't, or at least not a big enough one. So I do not want to give anyone any kind of complacency, because we are so desperately need to vote. No matter what the pollsters say, good, bad, or indifferent. But this feels like people being smarter and around the country and voting blue in the same way they've been doing. So he could get swept forward with that a little bit, but oh, we're going to make it to November, Melissa. Yes, of course we are. So yes, Bear, I talked about that yesterday. Thank you. Yeah, it's dumpster fire's legacy that is going to hurt Republicans. because they're not even listening to the most basic decency, not caring about. This is just a refusal of, whereas this is a refusal, whereas this is the King of Cups, the person who believes in these things the Republicans are rejecting. So, yeah, I mean, so you're saying there's a chance. No worries, Bear. Thank you. Okay. This we shouldn't have to do this, but this gives me hope. I hope it gives you hope too. At 35, amid a surge of ICE activity in and around Minneapolis schools, parents and community volunteers have begun informal street patrols, using walkie-talkies, group chats, and whistles to warn families and staff of enforcement presence, following thousands of arrests statewide and heightened fear after a recent fatal shooting. Will we see more of this organization in neighborhoods nationwide? I think so. Yep. Because they're not going after, they're not, it's like, oh, we're just going after criminals. No, you're not. No, you're not. They've arrested Americans. They've unalived Americans. They have unalived people in custody. This is not, no. No. You've hurt children? No. Mm-mm. Protest. Right in the middle. I mean, around it. I mean, okay, this is voters. This is our choice. It's right in the middle. And we have our choice, and we're not going to lose our choice. Now, what's going to continue going on is more of the same for now, as far as the heinous people willing to go through with this. There's Trump's victory. Full King of Wands. So that's Trump. And just lay it at Trump's feet. With tears in their eyes. Curr. Anyway. So, there was something about Congress, and it wasn't just that. I feel like I'm missing some things. Okay, at 3305, thank you for being here. At 3305, Gorel was saying that Senate Democrats will introduce legislation to block tariffs before they do further damage to the U.S. economy and our allies in Europe. Will they succeed? Yeah, so we got 10% tariffs starting soon, and 25% tariffs starting June 1st, unless the tantrum toddler, President Tantrum Toddler, gets his birthday present, what he wants. MKLB saying Nome will run out of funding by July. I thought she was already out of funding, and she was just pulling money from elsewhere. Come on, Democrats. Okay. Yeah, right now, of course, Trump thinks he can do whatever he wants. The people around him are saying he can do anything he wants. Republicans have not been doing quite the job of standing up to him that we wish they would. But yeah, Knight of Swords, military action, Unitarian action, Trump acting alone, that can cause a lot of problems. This isn't even about the money. But this is major arcana, and this is about where the resources go, what the resources are, and where they go. And this leads to quiet as a tomb. Quiet. So all of Knight of Swords, Ace of Giant Sword, 10 of Swords in the back. Change where resources go. Silence. There's a chance. If not this particular thing, yeah, there's a point here where Congress, I do believe Congress will put their foot down. Because we don't want it to go to war again. Certainly not on this. And Trump just saying, it's mine because I want it. No. That's not how the world works. You spoiled brat. Anyway, okay. This isn't the top headline news, but 3610. Politico has confirmed that a government watchdog group is urging Deputy AG Todd Blanche to step aside. I don't even know what they're talking about, but I'm all for that. But to step aside as Trump's representative to the National Archives, arguing that his dual role as Trump's former defense lawyer and senior Justice Department official creates a conflict of interest. Day ending in day. The group, American Oversight, warns that Blanche's involvement in deciding access to Trump's first-term records, set to be released soon, could undermine public confidence in the transparency of the process. Do we honestly think that we're going to get access to Trump's first-term records soon? Release the Epstein files. Hello, cat mom. Yeah, you're going to have to take this to court. Yep. This isn't going to be at the, we only have so much bandwidth, which is what that's how Trump gets away with a lot of what he does, is that human beings, we've got stuff to do. There's a lot going on. We only have so much bandwidth in a day. But this is still here. I'm getting the sun for this, which would mean it would be, let's just say, illuminating, if we can get a hold of this. But it's making nervous. Because watching the ship come in, what did he benefit? How did Trump benefit? There are secrets, big dark secrets. But there's a magician. What? Did you see anything? No, there's no records here. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, you know what they're like. Take them to court. So that will be a different struggle that we'll have. So, okay. 39 minutes in. Oh boy. Thank you, Coral. Thank you so much. Okay. I heard this morning, and it was good I was already sitting down. So, President Grift, President Conman, is reportedly asking countries that countries and some people to join President Donald Trump's new Board of Peace. It's a peace, all right. Trump's Board of Peace. small thing. You have to contribute at least $1 billion to be on the board of peace. Where does that money go? Guess. So he's trying to get countries and I guess super rich people to give him $1 billion to be on the board of peace. And some people are saying, well, is it meant to counteract or weaken the UN? Well, yeah, he doesn't like the UN, especially since they laugh at him. And thank you for that, UN. Yeah, the day that Trump got laughed at the UN, oh, that was a good day. Anyway, but the thing about is, if you're part of the UN, you don't have to pay one con man $1 billion. Amy says, how much money does he need? He's an insatiable monster. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, he is. Too much and never enough. Canada Proud says Putin's in. He will pay $1 billion. Oh, did he say that? Oh. Dusty says he exemplifies greed. He is the human embodiment of all 7 deadly sins. Pride, ding. Lust, ding. Gluttony, ding. Greed, ding. Yeah, you just go down the list. Sloth, ding. Yeah. This is not going to go well. Yeah. A day late and $1 short. If his goal is to make $1 bazillion or whatever, why do I get a card of a day late and $1 short? Supposedly sitting pretty, but it doesn't feel like that. I've got a hanged man right in the middle. There's nobody. No. 2 of Pentacles, very shaky ground. High Priestess. We know it's a scam. We know that there are secrets behind this. Hey, if someone's stupid enough to throw $1 billion at Trump, you get what you deserve, because this is not going to be a thing. Certainly not if people have to pay $1 billion. Yeah, exactly. Squeebles. You can't take it with you. You can't. And how many yachts can you water ski behind? And he doesn't even have a yacht. He doesn't. Anyway. Melissa says he wants to set his family up to be like the Rothschilds. Let me see if there's anything to pick up on that at 4350. Let me make just a note. Trump, Rothschilds. Because when he's all about Trump, name Trump, that angers Trump. He's talking about himself. He's talking about the royal we. Julia says he wants to be richer than Musk. Well, that's true. Oh, he is constantly turning water into wine, WHINE, Lewis. Yes, he is. So what's up? Is he trying to, what's with the money? Oh, first card is all the money. What? Okay, there's something weird in the middle of this that it's not the cause, but there's something in there about his relationship with Melania. But I guess if you have to pay her $250,000 just to show up somewhere, I guess it's an issue. Yes, he's a narcissist. He has a narcissistic wound. And it's all about him, and he doesn't care about, oh, that's part of it. Sociopaths, quite often, because they don't feel empathy, they use money as, like you and I, like if I woke up Boo Boo, or I went and got Alfie, and he let me pick him up, I would get dopamine from that. I would just be like, oh, the cuddle's the sweetness. Right? I would feel good about that. He wouldn't. He would get nothing from that. That's why he has no pets. And that's just weird. I mean, I know there's some people who have pets who don't have pets because they can't afford it, or they're in a, they're allergic, or there's a certain, they've got they're all focused on their kids, or whatever. But no, he could have all the pets. And he doesn't, because he's a sociopath. So sometimes they use money as the judgment of how well they're doing, because they don't get dopamine from the same things we do. And yeah, he's in a completely transactional relationship. Five of Swords, adding insult to injury. Again, the wound. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, his family being wealthy is a thing, but that's not, he is a sociopath. I'm getting that very, very clearly. It's yeah, he wants his family to look good, but it's all about him. Anyway. Oh, Melissa, that's a point. It's good that he doesn't have pets. Chris Cool says, according to Midas Touch, Wolf is going to make Melania prove where she lives with a deposition plus bank records. I thought she dropped that. Or was I just picking up that she'd be an idiot if she didn't? Sharon says, or your landlord doesn't allow pets. Exactly, something like that. But it's not because you're, a sociopath. Fawn is saying narcissistic personality disorders only know how to punish people who fight against them, so they send whatever power money they can to destroy their opponents. True. Yep. Pickle, yes, it's about the name, not the family attached to it. Ding, 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 ding. Yep. Oh, that's it, Elizabeth Farmer. Pay $1 billion, and then every year Dumpy can win the Board of Peace Prize. This is so pathetic. So pathetic. Lewis says, melatonin, you in danger, girl. Amy says she's dodging Michael Wolff subpoenas. Yes. All right, let's have, since everybody's talking about it, and 4915. Wolf at Melania's door. What's going to happen there? I'm really surprised that she's still doing this. Whew. This kid Yahoo says, "How heinous are women marry him? Deeply heinous. How heinous are women marry him? It's gross. We can agree on that." Kelly says, anyone going to watch her movie? I'm seeing the billboards and ads for it. Apparently, they're going to show it at the Trump Kennedy Center. Wolf and Melania. Julie says, not watching. Byrne says, heck no. Yeah. Pickle says, I have better things to do, like get a root canal. Yeah. Kelly just has a laughing emoji. Yeah. So. Look, okay. You know I'm not a fan of Melania. Actually, don't have the hats downstairs. Oh, okay. I just grab my notebook. Here we go. All right, I'll just do this. I am suing Michael Wolf because he said I knew Jeffrey Epstein and did things with him when in fact I do not want you to believe your own eyes about how close we were. If I was as bright as I pretend to be, I would drop this, as I am getting $250,000 to have to show up with my husband. And yet, the cards are saying that even though President Dumpster Fire, our marriage is over, I will not let go because there is a chance perhaps I could make some money, because that and my son are the only things I love. So the King of Cups. So Wolf may continue on, and I will foolishly continue to make really, really dumb decisions because I am the kind of person who would marry Donald Trump. Yeah. It's just gonna keep going. Yeah. Liz Farmer. I've been blinded by all his monies. And you can too. Kelpie, have you done her chart? Not in a long time. It's just, there's a lot of Taurus. There's a lot of earth signs. And when earth signs go bad, thank you. When earth signs go bad, they become the most materialistic, low vibration scumbags who care about things more than people. And again, doesn't she have enough money already? It's not like she hasn't taken part in any of the scams that Trump has been a part of. And I don't have to say allegedly. Just go through the paperwork, you know. The difference between Melania and Trump is that Melania actually cares about her child. I do believe that. And Melania cares about her child, and she doesn't want to bother ruling the world. That's it. Other than that, money, 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 money. Love Gatos says, can't wait to see her movie Tank. There we go. That says, is the prenuptial say? Does the prenuptial say? My understanding is it isn't just a prenup, it's the postnup. She has renegotiated it multiple times, at least according to her former assistant, Stephanie Grisham. She's met with her lawyers repeatedly, going over the prenup, postnup, trying to renegotiate things. It's all about the money. It's just, and probably if she stays with him until he is no longer with us, I'm sure she gets some massive windfall. But anyway, Lewis is wondering, what's the name of Melania's movie, Silence of the Scams? I'll have to think about that. I'm going to tomorrow. We should create a list. But anyway, that is actually. Melissa says, "Till death, do we get compensated?" Yeah. M. Kelpie says, "Don't forget her Christmas ornaments." I love it. Bear says she has 5 planets in Taurus in the first house, Moon in Capricorn. Oh yeah, it's Earth signs as far as the eye can see. Yeah. And Earth signs can be great, but when they go bad, whoo, man. Anyway, all right. Oh, that's going to do it for me for today, but thank you so much for being here. It is 1:12 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. Sarah's back today, so that's always good. And I don't know who's Petty Boots tonight. It's 7 p.m. Central. Whose channel is it on? Does anybody know? Bear says, "Wow, I'm a Taurus sun, Moon in Cancer, Ascendant in Pisces." Good. Earth signs can be amazing. I'm saying when they go bad, because every sign can go bad. She says as a Scorpio. You think I haven't heard about Scorpios going bad? I've told people I'm a Scorpio and had people almost visibly flinch. And it's like, no, we're not all like that. Anyway. All right. Anyway, Becca's turn. Thank you, Karen. So on House of Lenormand, Petty Boots should be on tonight at 7 o'clock. All right. Please remember you're not alone. We're in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right. So hang in there. All right. And as always, I'll see you later. Okay. Bye.